Hi everyone, this is Piotr Kieszkowski from the Aquarium Television Definite Aquascape TV. After a short New Year's break, we return to my videos. This is the next part of the report from the 11th edition of the fair ZooBotanica, organized on September 2012 in the city of Wrocław in Poland. There was a live aquascaping contest organized during the fair. Altogether 16 nanoaquariums were arranged by the participants of the contest, some of the nanos you can see right now, and I will show you all of them. Aquarium number 1 is a Biotop aquarium with dark brown water. The substrate is fine sand, there are various leaves and twigs on the bottom, and in the central part there is a fragment of driftwood with a clump of moss. This aquarium is stocked with snakeheads, which are actually difficult to spot because of numerous hideouts. You can see one of them right now on the left side in the background. And now aquarium number 2, again it's a biotop tank, this time with South American black water. There are very nice pistia plants on the surface, so I decided to film them. Water in the aquarium is so brown that you can barely see anything inside, maybe except the roots of pistia and these twigs near the front glass. Aquarium is supposed to be stocked with cardinal tetras, but I think you would need a sonar to find them in this dark water. Another aquarium, number 3, totally opposite to the previous one. Here we have rather a landscape, a fragment of land above the water, two small hills separated by a path made of fine sand in the middle of the aquarium. The hill on the right side, supported with some stones, is overgrown mostly by Eleocharis, and the grass-like plant on the hill on the left side is probably Utricularia graminifolia. The main decoration is fragment of driftwood in the middle, branched in an interesting way. It is imitating a single tree standing on the hill. Now you can see how the hill itself is made. As you can see, it's just a small pile of gravel reinforced with some stones and planted with plants to prevent the gravel from falling down. And here is the second hill, again the view from the side. This hill is slightly smaller, so there was even no need to reinforce it with some stones. Aquarium number 3, this tank took the 3rd place in the contest. And now aquarium number 4, this aquarium took the 1st place in the contest. In the foreground there is white fine sand, and above it we have a thicket of plants. These fish, somewhat similar to neon tetras Paracheirodon in Nessie, are Axelrod's Rasboras Sandadanio axelrodi. Please note these dark green plants in the background on the left side and slightly higher on the right side. At the first glance I thought that this is some species of Cryptocoraini, but it is called Bucephalandra, originating from Borneo and occurring only seldom in the hobby. In the background on the left side you can see that some of these plants are blooming. Here we have a close-up of the flowers, so again the plant is called Bucephalandra. It also belongs to the Araceae family, but it's not a Cryptocoraini. The whole composition is somewhat similar to a fragment of tropical jungle, beginning just next to a sandy beach. Now we have a view from the side, reddish substrate on the left side forming a small hill, reinforced with fragments of reddish lava rocks. I think all of this is supposed to imitate the reddish soil of the rainforest. And now aquarium number 5, a more rocky layout than the previous one. Bright substrate, clumps of phoenix moss on the bottom, and a large fragment of driftwood in the middle, between the rocks. Now the view from the side, and a shoal of cardinal tetras hidden underneath the filter. Aquarium number 5, aquarium number 6 was empty, and now aquarium number 7, more green, this aquarium took the second place in the contest. The main part of the composition are fragments of driftwood overgrown with mini pellia, which you can see right now. On the right side there is a longer fragment of driftwood leaning against the wall, and in the back we have another fragment in the shape of a mushroom. It is overgrown with the phoenix moss for a change. And now a view from the side. You can see that the driftwood with phoenix moss is put on a stone and that it is leaning against side and back walls. And if you are really perceptive, you can also see these small greyish fish darting between the decorations. These are celestial pearl danios, Danio margaritatus. Another thing worth noting is the background itself, made of white frosted film glued to the back wall. Such background nicely complements the whole composition and also makes invisible all the stuff located behind the aquarium. The next aquarium, number 8, again with background made of frosted film. There are some clumps of phoenix moss on the bottom, surrounding two fragments of rocks. On the left side, in the corner, there is some Microsorum, and on the right side, this round dark green clump. This is Lomeriopsis fern, called also ZooBotanica. Aquarium number 9. There are more rocks in this composition. They are arranged one behind the other, creating additional visual depth. On the left side there is some Hemianthus, and on the right side this plant with corrugated leaves is Pogostemon helferi. There is a clump of moss on top of the rocks, and in the background there are some lamp-eye fish and some Endler's guppies. Now the view from the side of the aquarium. This stamped plant in the right corner is some sort of rotala, and you can also see here how the rocks are arranged. This was aquarium number 9, aquarium number 10 was empty, and here we have aquarium number 11, with totally crazy composition, which is rather a protest against keeping fish in fish bowls than a real aquascape. The inscription says, "Fishbowl, rest in peace." There is pink gravel and plastic plant inside the fishbowl, and in the upper part of the layout a banner, "The last goodbye." A really great idea, criticizing all forms of kitsch in the fish keeping hobby. Such exhibit should be located in every pet shop to remind the customers, but sometimes also the salesmen, what should be avoided in the hobby. Aquarium number 12, for a change, is a very nice Biotop aquarium. Another great example that biotopes are not only the continuously repeated black water biotope. Here we have a biotope of a stream, a very attractive group of colorful pebbles on the bottom, and several fragments of driftwood with Microsorum fern. This layout is sort of lightweight, very proportional, and the colors are also quite nice. And here we have one of the inhabitants of this aquarium. It's a Stiphodon goby. These gobies live in streams with fast-flowing water in the region of Southeastern Asia and Oceania. Aquarium number 12, and now aquarium number 13. This is also a Biotop aquarium, but totally different from the previous one, because here we have the biotope of the Baltic Sea, so it's rather a cold water aquarium with salty water. The shrimp we can see right now is Palaemon elegans, originating from the Atlantic Ocean, but occurring also in the Baltic Sea. Okay, so this was Baltic Aquarium number 13, and now Aquarium number 14. Again, we jump to a totally different geographical region. We jump to Africa, to the Lake Tanganyika. There are numerous shells on the bottom of this aquarium, and there is a group of shell dwellers, Lamprologes ocellates. Aquarium number 15, for a change, is a typical planted aquarium. There is a lot of various plants here. The bright green patch on the bottom, I think it's probably some sort of hemianthus. Above it we have some Microsorum, some Anubias on the right side, and these reddish leaves in the back belong to some sort of Ludwigia. Aquarium number 16 was empty, and right now you can see aquarium number 17. Again, it's a planted aquarium, a little bit similar to the previous one actually, although this aquarium is planted mostly with various species and varieties of Anubias. The next aquarium, number 18, again it's a planted aquarium, but this time the driftwood is a more important part of the composition. On the bottom in the foreground there is some Pogostemon and some Phoenix moss, higher up there is some Microsorum, reddish Rotala in the corner on the right side, and these fish are Hengel's Rasboras. Now just a quick view from the side. You can see that the composition is three-dimensional because the driftwood reaches almost to the front glass. This gives the aquarium an additional visual depth and makes the tank look bigger and more diverse. And finally, the last aquarium, number 19. Actually, it's hard to say if it is an attempt to recreate some real underwater habitat or rather a fragment of some above water landscape. The bottom is quite diverse: bright sand, driftwood, some plants, there is a large clump of moss in the upper part. Aquarium was stocked with a shoal of small Rasboras, Rasbora maculata. And now a short glance from the side. Aquarium number 19. This was the last aquarium arranged for the nanoaquarium live aquascaping contest during ZooBotanica 2012 fair. In the next two episodes of my report I will show you freshwater and marine shrimps. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my page on Facebook, or bookmark my website to be updated about new videos. And now, thank you for your attention. This was Piotr Kieszkowski from the Aquarium Television Definite Aquascape TV.